What do you think stops so many people from seeing it?
Well, I think that it is awesome. It is awe-inspiring. And I think we just live in such a cynical age with so many people devoid of feelings of awe. It's just kind of beaten out of us. I mean, I'm grateful for many things about Bitcoin. I think one of them is it's just wonderful that I need not be among the people who are devoid of feelings of awe. I think that relates to another question, which is why people underestimate Bitcoin so much. And what do they underestimate most about Bitcoin? And that one's easy, right? That's easy. The ferocity of the Bitcoin community for Bitcoin. That, I can tell you, that is underestimated. I don't speak for the community, I speak for myself. But I think there are two core views of the community. The first view, we'll call it the individualist view, is that money is not the root of all evil. Money is a root of all sovereignty. It's the authority to act in the world as we see fit, as long as we don't harm others. Money is a property right. And since we've traded our time for money, when money is printed, our time is stolen, and that is not okay. The second view, I would say, is the community view. Money is the greatest force for good in the world today. It's an arc. It's designed to help the most vulnerable, the most unprepared, escape the accelerating fiat flood. And it's raining outside pretty hard. So let's get as many of those living on society's fringes, not just in the US, but everywhere. Let's get them in the arc. Let's get them in the arc as soon as possible, and nothing is more important. What I would say, though, is that these two views of the Bitcoin community, they're not mutually exclusive. And in fact, every single Bitcoiner I know holds both of them in their minds. You know, one of the things that really got me going, and a lot of Bitcoiners going, was last March when Kashkari, who's president of the Minneapolis Fed, he said, there's an infinite amount of cash in the Federal Reserve, an infinite amount of cash in the Federal Reserve. You could almost hear the other 11 Fed presidents saying, shh, Neil, you're not supposed to say that part out loud, right? The American people are really smart, right? They may not have gone to the same schools as Neil or worked at the same firms as Neil, but they're smarter than Neil. And one thing they definitely can do, they can do division. If I got $50,000 of life savings, I don't really know what that 50,000 is out of, but I have a sense, right? And now the guy in charge of the money is telling me the denominator is infinity. I don't need to know calculus or theory of limits to know that my 50,000 divided by infinity, that means my 50,000 bucks is worthless. Why would I hold my life savings in something with infinite supply? I mean, I might as well go to the beach and exchange it for grains of sand. They're an infinite supply too. So I think what Kashkari is really telling us is that fiat should come with a warning label, like cigarettes comes with a warning label, but instead of the cigarette label saying, you know, these are bad for your health, the fiat warning label would say these are bad for your wealth, right? And the cigarette pack has this, you know, this skull and crossbones on the outside. I'd like to see the Treasury start printing the infinity sign on our cash. So if you got a $20 bill, under the numbers in all the corners, it would just, you know, have a red warning label that says divide this number by infinity. Remember, as I said earlier, a central bank can control the supply of money. They can't make their people value it. So, you know, I think that Bitcoin is massively underestimated. I think that's understandable. I mean, I think you underestimated it. I underestimated it. Until we go deep down our own version of the rabbit hole, it's underestimated. I mean, the financial establishment underestimates it. Again, I did until I didn't. You know, I give them all mulligans. They just haven't put the time into it. I mean, Jamie Dimon calls it a fraud, right? Yet it's much more real than fiat. Larry Fink calls Bitcoin an index of money laundering. I think it's more akin to an index of money printing. Warren Buffett calls Bitcoin rat poison. That one's shameful. That one is shameful because Bitcoin is giving life, not taking it. It's giving life right now to tens of thousands in El Salvador and Pakistan, Venezuela. It's giving life. It's not taking it. And soon to be millions, and with Strike and NYDIG and Lightning, soon to be billions. So fraud, money laundering, rat poison, Bitcoin, it's just intellectual laziness. I think people also underestimate just how unstoppable it is. Bitcoin is just unstoppable. I mean, it'll have fits and starts as it has, of course, that's for sure. But it is here to stay forever. And that's for a simple reason that it's open source. It's open source. I mean, China last time I checked, pretty powerful place. They basically banned it. Price rallied in their face. India basically banned it. A lot of people live there last time I checked, basically rallied in their face. Pakistan banned Bitcoin, banned mining. It all went underground. Usage exploded. Mining in Pakistan after the ban exploded. It was so profitable to mine in Pakistan that eventually the government themselves, the province, started a Bitcoin miner, and they changed the legality of it. So, these are three of the four most populated countries in the world effectively kind of said Bitcoin's banned. We're making new highs kind of even as we speak. And I think about our own country. I really don't think a ban is in store because I don't think it's possible, but we can just go there for a second. Let's just say the US banned Bitcoin. It wouldn't stop it. It would accelerate it. Remember, we kind of tried this once in 1935. We did actually ban and confiscate gold. Remember what I said before? You actually could do that. You can't confiscate Bitcoin. You could. And in the ensuing period of time till today, the dollar's depreciated about 85% versus gold. So it didn't work. I imagine trying prohibition today, right? I mean, that's alcohol, and it would be unenforceable. Can you imagine trying to ban people from holding their own money? I mean, forget it. No way. And it won't happen anyway because it's private property. And we've got pretty good rules in our country about private property. And it might even be speech because it's code. So it might even be protected by the First Amendment. But regardless, Michael, none of this matters. None of this matters. Because with regards to confiscation, if you really boil all this down, what is it? It's just a password. It's just a password to a private key. And that password can easily be stored with phrase memorization in my head. So confiscation's off the table. Remember, gold has a vault. You can take the vault. Good luck confiscating my memory.
Yeah, and given all of this, it seems like individuals and corporations are being forced to take action.
Yeah, look, I think everybody now has a choice, which is a good thing. And it's a choice they make, you make, I make, and everybody gets to make on their own. You can stay on the fiat standard that's available, in which some people get to print new units of money in unlimited size, just not you. Or you can move to the Bitcoin standard, in which no one gets to do that, including you. We finally got a monetary system governed by rules, not rulers. And given that I've made my choice, you have to make yours, and everybody at this conference has to make theirs. I will tell you, I am working tirelessly towards a future with a globally adopted, inflation-proof common currency for the world, one that billions can opt into as their peaceful weapon of choice. Satoshi solved the Byzantine generals' problem. Bitcoin solved the military generals' problem. And when you think about trends in anything, you're a tech guy, all you got to do is follow the brains. Even more than the money, the brains know first. Where are some of the smartest people in the world shifting their careers to focus? Where are some of the best developers in the world going? They're going to Bitcoin. And I'd never underestimate the power of a mass movement of developers. And don't underestimate the ferocity of the emerging decentralized class, us Bitcoiners. I mean, just like early encounters with the printing press and antibiotics and aqueducts and the internet itself, they were incalculably underestimated. People incalculably underestimate Bitcoin.